On this 2010 Nissan Rogue, I'm going to be performing an oil change that's overdue. This is a family car, so mind you, this car is just a car that we have around. And it's been quite a few moments since I've actually dealt with it. Mind you, the oil change on this car is just something that should be performed every 3,000 to 6,000 miles. Now, depending on your manufacturer specifications and how hard you drive, depending whether you're driving on highway or city driving. This car has been sitting since March, and most people will know what was symbolic about March 2020. It really hasn't been dealt with, but now as things start to kind of come into play, we're going to start driving it again. And one of the basic maintenance that people can do is an oil change. Even after a car sits, you want to change the oil, just to ensure that there's no moisture, sludge, or anything else that had built up in the oil pan. Nutters. Underneath the car, here's your oil pan with a 14 millimeter. I'm going to just loosen up the oil drain plug. Using light taps. There we go. Just because I don't want to get oil on my hands, I have a short extension. A short wobble extension, mind you. Just going to slowly pull it out. We're going to open this up and crack it underneath. Now we're going to remove the oil filter. You can remove the oil filter on this car. You can remove this panel here like this, and those are just held in by panel fasteners, as you can see, and that piece comes out. That little notch is the oil filter right there. Or if you're slick, you can slip your hand underneath the panel here, pull back the cover a little bit, and there we are. Using an oil filter wrench, you can use a band type or something, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna loosen up and remove the oil filter. I think you can see it dripping down. Yummy. Yummy. Oh my goodness. Off, and it's not dirty on my hands. I'm just gonna let that continue to drip out. I don't think that's right. Well, let's make sure we have the seal on the oil filter. So now let's go get the new one. All right, we're gonna log the mileage here. 183,083. This is what was removed, a TG6607, TG6607, so they're matching. What I'm gonna do, down the mileage on the oil filter with a paint pen, so then next time it's removed, we know what the mileage was. We're gonna install it. It's been dripping for quite a while now. We're gonna reinsert the oil drain plug, that 14 millimeter nut. It also has a new crush nut on it. We're just gonna put that in there like that and then snug it down. We're not gonna over torque it or something. We're just gonna snug it down. So right now it's making contact. I can spin it. We're just gonna tighten it down just a little bit more. It is fine the way it is. I don't have problems with it leaking. Using a little bit of brake clean, we're just gonna clean around. You don't need a lot. Clean up underneath the pan, just like that, enough so I can see if it does leak, just like that. And the oil we're using is 5W30, but I mean, we're just gonna let that sit, and it's just a preventative measure to make sure that the car doesn't start up dry. We're just giving it a wipe down where the filter seal will be sitting, just wiping it off, and then just making sure it's clean. Oh, you gotta be me. Know where or how much your oil capacity is. It's under the recommended fuel capacities and lubricant capacities. With this one, with an oil change, about 4 7/8 or 4.5 quarts, or the middle of the dipstick. Putting a clean funnel in there. You don't want to get oil on these coil-on plugs or anything like that, like this. That was my Beetle. Check the dipstick. And then we're going to also run it for a minute and then check the dipstick again to make sure everything is all where it should be. I'm not actually going to start it, I'm just going to roll it. The ramp's aside, we're going to check that oil one more time. Look at that. Can you see it? We're on the stick. We can go a little more oil. I mean, we are still at an angle, but I mean, we do have like this much room to put more oil on. So we can put in just a little more. So if the car's running, the filter is going to collect some of that oil and hold it captive inside of the filter itself. Pull this off, put the filler cap back on. Now we're going to start it. Sounds so much healthier. Now we can shut the hood and clean up. I'm just going to clean up this engine bay a little bit, but we can shut the hood, clean up, and we are done. Sorry about some of the poor camera angles, but hopefully this video did sure help you how to kind of show you what to do in changing the oil on your 2010 Nissan Rogue. As normal, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Check out my channel content for more. When it comes to cars, have fun with it. I mean, you can break them, but it's not too difficult to fix them. Remember, keep wrenching.